Welcome back to Heart Book Radio, the only book club on your dial that pairs literary analysis with a restraining order. I'm Brenda, and my heart is just a flutter.
And I'm Gary, and my liver is just a quiver after reading this week's selection. Brenda, what fresh hell did you drag out of the bargain bin this time?
It's not from a bargain bin, Gary. It's a masterpiece of modern emotional entanglement called Problematic Summer Romance by Hazlewood. It's about a brilliant young physicist, Maya, and the emotionally constipated ancient slab of Irish beef jerky she loves, Connor Harkness.
Ancient is right. The man is 38. His prostate is probably writing its memoirs, and he's her brother's best friend. The story is basically a list of things you tell your therapist about after you've already paid for the session.
Oh, Carrie, you see problems, I see potential. Connor isn't emotionally constipated, he's just emotionally vintage. He has layers, like a beautiful, angry billionaire onion that makes you cry if you get too close.
An onion that runs a biotech firm and has more executive assistants than functioning emotions. The man has an EA named Seb and another one named Dakota. You don't need that many assistants unless you're scheduling your crimes across multiple time zones.
It's called being a captain of industry, Gary. He's a provider. He flew to Scotland on a private jet just to save Maya from her terrible roommates. That's romance.
That's a hostile takeover of her emotional state, Brenda. He shows up, creates a fake relationship to establish dominance, makes her come with his thigh, which, let's be honest, is an underutilized seduction technique, and then vanishes. He leaves her with nothing but a high-end bread maker and a profound sense of confusion. Classic corporate raider tactics.
He was protecting her from himself. He knew the power imbalance was too great. It's what a real man does. He recognizes his own toxicity and quarantines himself for the good of the woman he loves, like a sexy walking nuclear waste site.
Or, and hear me out, he's a garden variety control freak who gets off on micromanaging her life from a distance. The man paid for her birth control and her music subscription through a joint account for 3 years. He knew every sad girl song she listened to. That's not love, that's data mining. He was probably building a psycho-emotional portfolio on her.
He was being supportive. And what about Maya? She's no damsel in distress. She has her Maya Godin mode. I love a woman whose competitive streak could be classified as a domestic terrorism threat, kicking sand at her opponents, threatening to cut off their legs for bad sportsmanship. She's an icon.
Finally, something we agree on. That girl has the spirit of a disgruntled badger who just lost a game of Trivial Pursuit, and I am here for it. My favorite part was when Connor's like, "Oh, you're too young to know what you want," and her immediate response is to invent a fake German boyfriend named Hans to make him jealous. That's strategy, Brenda. That's a 5-star move.
But her plan was so flawed. She should have faked a pregnancy. Nothing makes a man reevaluate his commitment like the threat of 18 years of child support payments and PTA meetings.
See, that's your problem, Brenda. You think too small. The real power move would be to befriend his executive assistant, seduce Seb. Learn all of Connor's secrets, his passwords, the location of his offshore accounts. Then you drain him. You take every last cent and buy a small non-extradition treaty island. Love is temporary, but a tax haven is forever.
You're ignoring the core of their romance, Gary, the raw, animalistic passion. Remember the grotto scene? A secluded cave, a thunderstorm, and he just goes to town on her, right there on the rocks. Didn't even take her panties off, just yanked them to the side. That's efficiency. That's a man who respects your time, but not your undergarments.
An admirable combination, I'll grant you that. He makes her, 5 times? Then refuses to get off himself because of his Catholic guilt and his self-diagnosed breeding kink. The man is a walking contradiction held together with unresolved trauma and a fantastic workout routine.
And let's not forget the wedding. It was cursed. A mass food poisoning via black market limoncello, a near drowning, a wedding dress mix-up that resulted in a gown resembling a used feminine hygiene product, and the grand finale, a volcanic eruption, canceling all flights.
Honestly, that sounds like every destination wedding I've ever been to. If you don't end the week with a new appreciation for both your spouse and emergency evacuation procedures, you did it wrong.
But it all culminates in that beautiful, secret ceremony in the gardens at sunrise. Connor finally admits he loves her. He says, and I quote, "I have never wanted anything as desperately, as ungovernably, as persistently as I want you."
Yeah, right after spending 3 years and 300 pages acting like she was a radioactive puppy he found by the side of the road. It's a bold strategy, Brenda. Treat him like a hazardous material spill, then profess your undying love.
He had to be sure. He had to protect her. He was worried his geriatric status and immense wealth would corrupt her innocent, chaos-fueled soul.
Well, now they're together. My final advice to Maya: get a prenup. A good one. One that gives you the house, the car, the plane, and a controlling interest in the biotech firm if he ever forgets your anniversary.
My advice is simpler. Communicate, except when it's funnier not to. And Maya, darling, never, ever let him forget that you lost your virginity on Molly to a man who thought driver's licenses were a government conspiracy. It's important to keep a man like Connor on his toes and slightly terrified.
On that note, our time is up. Join us next week on Heartbook Radio when we'll be discussing whether it's possible to fall in love with your court-appointed psychiatrist.
Spoilers, it depends on what they're prescribing. Good night, lovers, and remember, if it's not problematic, it's not worth reading.